Welcome back, YouTube. We're moving on to discuss some other things. We've talked about food, water, rations. We discussed a little bit about MREs and how to prepare them and a few of the basic sort of things that you might want to have laying around. We're going to move on to field preparation in terms of being able to live outside in a potentially hostile environment, such as one that you may find in a as I said, in a situation of political unrest or natural disaster or zombie invasion or whatever you want to consider it to be. This gear here, we're going to talk about each piece a little bit and kind of move on. We've got a whole lot to cover, but this gear should definitely assist you in your efforts to survive. Now, obviously, there's an old saying in the military that goes, pack light, freeze at night. And what's basically meant by that is you want to be able to move fast, you want to be able to pack light. However, there's a certain amount of preparation that you need to make in everything you do. So basically, sometimes less is more, and sometimes if you don't have enough, you're going to have a bad day. Now, these items that are represented here are some of the things you might want to have. Now, I'm not saying this is all you need. I'm not saying that these are the items you need. This is just the kind of stuff that I would probably want to have laying around. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't carry every single swinging one of these items. But anyway, let's get started because we've got a whole lot of stuff to cover here. The basic framework of any kind of gear you're going to be toting in the field is going to be what's called a rucksack. Now, this is a frameless rucksack that I just picked up at the Army Navy store. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this one is East German. It is a frameless rucksack. It's very comfortable. Now, granted, on a frameless rucksack, you're not going to be able to carry quite as much weight, but you can generally stuff them, full of crap. And this particular one is rubber lined, so it's waterproof. And in addition, I have a military issue waterproof bag, and it is charcoal rubber lined, and that offers you additional protection. We're going to move on to that in a minute. And I just have a Camelback hydration system, just kind of jerry-rigged onto the back of it. That way when you're walking, you get sips of water. This one holds 2 liters of water, I believe, or 1 liter. So that's your rucksack. Of course, you can pack this thing pretty dang full to the brim, and it'll probably weigh about 40 pounds. On a frameless, you're only going to get probably about 30 to 40 pounds out of it. Any more weight, and you're probably pushing the structural integrity of the rucksack, and over time, it's going to start to rip apart on you. Me myself, I like to take the bare essentials, barely what I need to get by, and everything. So there's your rucksack. All right, you want to carry some change of clothes with you. In this case, I've just got military issue ripstop summer weight BDUs. If you're going to be in any kind of cold weather, you might want to have some polypropylenes. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to have this stuff. I'm just giving you suggestions. The uniforms aren't quite as big of a deal as socks are. You want to carry plenty of socks, because I'm telling you, when those dogs start getting all nasty, you're going to be happy you have some dry socks. Carry lots of socks, a couple of t-shirts, maybe a pair of underwear, just the basics. Like I said, you're not wanting to, get crazy, but pack the bare, basics that you need. So this is basically your carrying system that you're going to be toting all this stuff in. Let's move on. We're going to cover some first aid stuff. I got, a compass, gas mask, a few other odds and ends. Let's just discuss a few things. And again, like I said, this is real generic, generalized across the board to give you, an idea of what you may want to have. Okay, we talked about the carrier system, which would be your rucksack or other type of backpacking system. Now we're going to discuss weaponry. In a survival situation, you may be in instances where you have to protect yourself from either animals or other people, looters, bandits, robbers, rogue government, whatever, but you need to be able to protect yourself. Now I have here a few representative examples of the type of weaponry you could carry. If you have a good, accurate tack driving bolt action rifle, even if it's a hunting rifle, if you can shoot good with it, by all means carry it. This gun right here, I could make effective shots on individuals or whatever out to 600 to 700 yards with this rifle. So 300 Winchester Magnum, no problem, okay? That's just me now. Everyone's different. And here's an example. This is a little Ruger Mini 14. If you want to carry an AR, AK-47, whatever, if you want to, be able to put down multiple shots and multiple targets, that's something you may want to, have, an automatic rifle of some sort. You definitely want to have some sort of handgun. In this case, a Colt 1911 would be my weapon of choice. You want to have a sidearm of some sort. So, basically, just remember, whatever you carry has got to be on your back. You're going to be carrying it around, lugging it. You got to carry the ammunition. You got to carry magazines. You got to carry the weapon. You got to carry everything you need to keep it clean and serviceable. Okay? So just bear that in mind. Whatever you carry, I mean, it's your baby. You got to take care of it. Now we're talking about weaponry. This here is called a load-bearing vest. Now, the Army has a couple of different styles that you can get. And now, if you go to any Army-Navy store, you'll be able to come across basically ones that are made in different countries. I mean, you can get anything ranging from East German, Bulgarian. You can get Pakistani ones, French ones, American surplus. This is the older style pistol belt system that uses somewhat modular Alice clips. And, see these snaps that just snap onto the belt. These are grenade pouches, but you can keep first aid, or like in this case, 20-round magazines in there. The larger pouches will hold 30-round magazines. I'm not sure if they'll fit an AK-47 mag or not. I might go get one and test it. But essentially, it's made to be a load-bearing vest that keeps the weight on your shoulders, so it doesn't put a lot of strain on your back. And it is fully adjustable. You can hold about 120 rounds of ammunition, 5.56. So for many of you, this may be a viable option. As you can see, I carry a pair of flex cuffs on this one just in case. Actually, I have several pairs of flex cuffs, but this one just stays on me all the time. For some of you, you might want to be a little lighter and faster and not worry about this. Like if you're using the 300 Win Mag and you just carry a small belt of ammunition with you. I mean, you got to think, in a harassment interdiction, when you're worrying about harassment interdiction with a larger force than you're not going to be firing more than a few shots anyway. You're going to pop your shots and you're going to get the hell out of there. That's why the 300 is the weapon of choice for me, because it allows me to put very fast, hard, accurate shots on what I'm wanting to shoot at, and then get the hell out of there and be on my way. With automatics, you tend to want to stick around and shoot more, and in certain situations that could get you dead. So that's just my opinion. So anyway, this is just one method of carrying ammunition and gear, the load-bearing vest. We have more to cover. Let's move on.